Assalamu Alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So in today's video we are looking at the portfolio again. It's that time again where we look at the entire portfolio, the buys, the sells, dividends received and so on. But this month we're going to do things slightly different. So in this video I'm going to focus on the buys and the sells for this month, as well as dividend received and how much I receive in dividends for every single company that I own in this portfolio. So I'm going to share with you how many shares I own and how much they pay me. Now next I've got another video coming up where I will go through the entire portfolio, every single stock that I own, the earnings expectations and things like that. So where the valuations, what I'm going to do in terms of whether I'm going to sell them, I'm going to hold on to them. So I'm going to look at the entire portfolio. We've done this type of videos before and it's been really helpful, because one thing I actually like to do is just look at these slow growers, look at the companies that have done absolutely amazing, look at their projections for the next 5 years at least, and then make a decision whether this is a good investment that I want to keep in the portfolio or not. So I've got that video coming up inshallah in the next couple of days, so watch out for that one. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, and I know there's so many basically new members of the community, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know if you have any questions. And of course, as always, it would be absolutely wonderful to have you on the Patreon account where you get access to a lot of these things. It will cost you about 15p per day, okay, and you get access to all the buys and sells. So as soon as I make a buy or sell, I'll basically tell you guys on the Discord and the Patreon account. All the basically in terms of dividend trackers, you got the stock watch list that I like to update once a couple of weeks. We've got the ETF trackers, we've got the private Discord where you can share your thoughts and the things that are basically buying and selling, and other brothers and sisters are also doing exactly the same thing. And on top of that, you've got the Sharia compliant investing ebook that kind of helps you understand what investing in the stock market looks like, and basically and so on. Right, that out of the way, let's now get started in the video, because I want to make sure this video is quite small, because I think the other one is going to be slightly longer because I'm going to go through a lot of things. So first thing we're going to do is look at the buys and sales. Then we're going to look at the dividends that I've received in the month of April, the rental income for the month of April, and then we will look at how much I receive in dividends from each one of the stocks that I own in this portfolio. And there we are. So the first part is the buys and sales for this month. There were no sales for this month. I only made some buys. I purchased £1,787. Honestly, I was not expecting that because I have my plan was just to spend about £1,000 this month. But there have been a couple of companies that were down. Companies like, for example, MSCI. I wasn't planning to buy any more shares. I thought, let me hold on for a bit. Of course, the opportunities came and I thought, you know what, let me actually buy it. Hershey was still undervalued and still is undervalued. So I'll talk about that in the next video. But as you can see here, you can pause the video and have a quick look. So I purchased 5.4 shares of Medtronic. That gives me about almost £10. And again, this is important to me because I want to see how much this increases my overall basically dividend income in the long run. And we're not talking about basically what's happening this month or next month. We're talking about what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years, inshallah. Automatic data processing, only purchased one share. That gives me about £3.35. We've got MSCI, like I said earlier, 1.5. It has come down after the earnings a lot, so I bought a little bit more shares. AstraZeneca, I was still buying, but then of course the stock has actually gone up quite a bit. We'll talk about it in the next video. But this, I only bought a little bit of that. Hershey, exactly the same situation. And RB has been down quite a lot. And I think it is probably, I'm down over £1,000 right now as we speak. So I'll let you know exactly what I'm doing with this one. And then for the first time in a while, I actually basically added to the Invesco Dow Jones Islamic ETF. I just bought, actually, I bought 2.8 shares, not 1.8 shares. Okay, so not a lot, but I'm gonna start basically buying a little bit whenever there is no if there are no companies or basically that undervalued in the portfolio, then I definitely will be adding to the ETF. So overall, like I said earlier, £1,787 is what I spent on. Next month, maybe not, I might not invest the same amount, but my target has always been £250 a week, which works out £1,000 a month. That's my target. But I don't think I actually have done that. I've not done that for a very long time. I always overspend. I always buy a little bit more than that, and it's been good, alhamdulillah, because spending that sort of a much every single month. By the time we get closer to the end of the ISA cycle, I'm more or less basically just maxed out my ISA account. And my target again is to carry on buying more stocks on this portfolio and the other family portfolio. If you would like to see the family portfolio, of course, join us in the Patreon account. You get access to that to see, I think it's almost now £9,000 or whatever it is on that portfolio. And there's about 7 or 8 different companies in there that are not in this portfolio. I think there's only one that's in this portfolio that's in the other portfolio. So the rest of them are slightly different. So yeah, if you join us there, if you would like to see that. So that's basically all the buys and sells for this month. Now let's have a look at the dividends. By the way, you can get access to this, basically all of the things that we use in here. Okay, you can get access to the Patreon on the Patreon account. So if you download it, you don't download it, just make a copy of it. You can actually put the yellow bits is the bits that you need to change. So not a lot. So you just change the yellow bits. The rest of it automatically updates itself. And of course, now this one is available on the Patreon account because it includes, I've included everything in one section. So let's have a look at the dividends that I've received for the month of April. So there we have it. That's the companies that have paid me. So ADP paid me £18.93p. Lind actually paid £9.12. And April also Merck, for example, paid me £14. MDT or Medtronic, for example, paid me over £22. Intuit £3. Intuit is one of those companies. The dividends actually is quite low, but of course is more of a growth company, and we will talk about that in the next video. And then Rio Tinto, the biggest that I have received so far, 114, let's call it £115 from that company. I really like Rio, of course, for the dividends. And having said that, it's very cyclical business, but actually is appreciated, goes up as well. And we will talk about that in the next video, inshallah. So £150, £115 from Rio Tinto in 1 quarter. But remember, they pay and also they basically pay twice a year. So next one, if it is more or less the same, that means over £300 or whatever. No, sorry, 100 and if I can do the maths, £230 hopefully, and then basically for this year. But of course I'm buying more, and when I actually got this, I think I can't remember exactly, let me actually check. So just looking at the dividends, so that's how much I got paid. Okay, 50, let's call it 56 shares at the time. Right now I own 60 shares, so not far off. But again, I will talk more about this company in next video. But for now, I'll just leave it there. Now, going back here, as you can see, so that is basically how much I've basically got paid in the month of April. And in total, this is what I've received in the month of April, £140. Slightly lower than what I received in March, which was £212. In February was almost £50. And then in January is £53. So May normally is a bit more than that. But of course, as always, I will share that with you when the time comes. But just to show you, in so far, the dividends earned basically so far from this, basically receiving dividends since I started this whole portfolio, is just over £4,000, which is nice to see. And as you can see here, every single year is increasing. Right now, so far in this year, and this is now, basically just finished April, we're in the 5th month now, £455. Last year, £1,683. Let's call it 1,700. So I think I will beat that. I think we will beat this year. Hopefully we'll get to that £2,000 mark. If we can do that, that would be absolutely amazing. So since I've started, I've been paid about £4,000. You might be thinking that's a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. However, I'm not worried about that, because all that £4,000 has now been reinvested in the portfolio, and that is now growing. I've got another video coming up talking about the importance of a dividend, basically growth companies. So stay tuned for that one. It's really important one, because it I've done a lot of numbers, and it's just actually very nice to see how you can grow your portfolio from 0 to $1 million if you like. So we'll talk about that inshallah in the next couple of videos. But there you go. That's basically how much I've received. So going back here, you can see 2020. So just like what I've shown you early. So right now we are here. So we'll see where we are in the next couple of months. And like I said to you earlier, total dividend earned so far over £4,000. What am I expecting? I'm expecting over £2,180 so far. and then the portfolio yield is right now 2.14. The yield on cost is 2.39, which is really quite good. So yeah, so as always, I will be honest and transparent and tell you exactly what is happening to the portfolio as we move forward. So you can pause the video here, but you can see here every single company that I own and how much basically I get paid. So this column is the bit that you need to be looking at. So for example, Intuit about £11, just over £11, £71 from Broadcom for owning that 5 shares. Looking at Qualcomm is about £90, ASML £23, £90 for Procter & Gamble, Hershey about £104, J&J £113. Looking at Merck, for example, almost £60 from them. Next one is Medtronic, £107, £84 for Home Depot, ADP Automatic Data Processing, £87, £78 from Cummins, for example. Cummins is actually up so much, which is quite nice to see. £177 from UPS. UPS is down a lot, and I'm going to talk about that in the next video. As you can see, we are in the red, about 14%. £95 from UNP or Union Pacific, which is really good company. I love the company. Again, the next video we'll talk about them. £120 from Air Product and Chemicals. Still, that company is still undervalued. Lind's I only have 8.3 shares, and I'm going to talk about that in the next video in a bit more detail, because after they dropped their earnings, is actually the company stock went down quite a bit. But £31 from them, £29 from Visa. Again, as you know, Visa and basically MasterCard do not pay a lot of dividends. There's more to do with the growth side of it, and Visa is up so much. I think I'm up over £1,000 or closer to £865, whereas basically MasterCard I'm down 170 something. £40 from S&P Global, again another dividend grower company. MSCI, again £27, over £200 from Public Storage, again another basically great dividend company. Is the REIT, of course, because they pay quite a bit, and at the same time right now it's actually still undervalued. We'll talk about that in the next video. Exxon, I only own 25 shares. It's gone up so much in the last few weeks, so I'm going to leave it for now and we'll see what happens. But £65 from them, which is quite nice. RB, £153, let's call it £140 from them, which is quite nice to see. The next one is Rio, £193. AstraZeneca, we're looking about £98, almost to £100 from them as well. And of course, this ETF does not pay any dividends. So that's all the dividends in total. Like we've already seen that expectation. This comes from basically the total that we've just seen. So again, dividend growing companies are absolutely amazing. I'm going to hold on to them, a lot of them, and I'm going to explain that in the next 2 videos, why dividend growing companies are important in your investment journey, as well as giving you an overview of every single stock that I own, why I own it, what I'm going to do, whether they're overvalued, undervalued, and the plan, inshallah. And I'm definitely going to make some changes, but I will let you know as we go along, inshallah, in the year. But that is all I wanted to share with you guys today. If you like this type of content, please like, subscribe. Final thing I want to share with you guys is the month basically we received in rental income, because I do own, for those who are new to the channel, I do own basically a property in the UK, Leicester, that's rented for £550 a month. I can really increase this the rent basically to at least 625 or 650, but the issue is the guy that is in that basic apartment has been in the apartment for quite some time. He's a really nice guy, single guy, looks after it, is always clean. Like I feel like he owns the place. Every time I go there, the way he looks after it, the way whenever things break, he will let me know, and and I have a management company that looks after it, so I pay about 10% of the rent to them. So after everything, including VAT and so on, I receive every single month £484. I've been receiving that for quite some time. Every penny that I get from here, especially the last couple of months, I haven't done that, but previously, all this money that comes in from the rent property actually goes to my Interactive Brokers account, where I have basically, like I said, the family account there, which I started sharing this year on the Patreon account. So if you're interested, go and check that out. And then we've got the total amount. So for this month, I've received over £624 in passive income. And when I say passive, it's genuinely being passive, because I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to go to work and so on. And my mentality and the way I'm going about this is to be able to receive enough passive income so I can at least have the option to retire if I want to. I know myself, I probably wouldn't, because I love my job and everything. However, at least I have the option to do that. I can take a gap year, 2 years, 3 years, travel around the world, do things that I want to do while I'm still young. I don't want to wait until I'm 67, 60, whatever it is, the retirement age, to actually receive pension from them, from the government. By then, you're not even functioning properly, like everything hurts and whatever. So while you're still young, try to make some nice passive income, so at least you have that option to basically do the things that you want to do. Travel the world, see people, help people, give out charity, do whatever else makes you happy, inshallah. And that's my goal. So some of you thinking, like, I get comments from people saying, you are buying, for me, my goal is different to your goal. My goal is, inshallah, to be able to receive enough income so I can retire. I'll do the things that I want to do, inshallah, in the long run. And I'm basically, since I started in this whole journey of investing, I can see the progress that I've made basically 3-4 years ago. So alhamdulillah, things are good. We're going to continue doing this, and I'm going to continue sharing this, and I hope it inspires 1 or 2 people out there. And if that is the case, I'm happy with it. Sometimes I got these stupid comments from people, and I say stupid because there's like, I never go into someone's basically YouTube or whatever channel and then basically start cussing them. There's no point doing that. Just mind your own business and do whatever. Like, there's more things that you can do with life. And I get those comments, and sometimes I'm like, why are people like this? Just do what you need to do. Just be happy and just enjoy your life. And if you don't agree with what I'm doing here, please just unsubscribe, go somewhere else, and just do your own thing, inshallah. So anyway, what I would like you guys to do is, inshallah, think about the bigger picture, think about your goals and things that you want to achieve. There's a lot of you that are very, very young, mashallah. You started early. I'm at basically right now 36. I'll be 37 this year, okay? And I've got, mashallah, a family, 2 children and all of that stuff. So alhamdulillah, it's a blessing to be in this position. But inshallah, I'm on a journey, and I'm going to share my journey with you guys. And if you like it, stay with me. If you don't like it, do what you need to do, inshallah. And if you can join us on the Patreon account, it will cost you, like I said earlier, 15p per day, and it helps you a lot, and you get access to a lot of basically little things that I actually like to share with you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Assalamu Alaikum.